Hi, it's Carolyn Hoti with the Carolyn Hoti team and Keller Williams Realty here today to chat with Garrett Kahn and Sharon Parmenter, my amazing buyer specialists on our team. And they're going to share with you what their experience has been with buyer activity and inventory and a little bit about what's going on in our current market real time. So I'm going to slide on over to Garrett Kahn. Would you please start out and share with us in your experience, what has the inventory been like out there in our current market right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a little different than the typical spring market that we're used to over the last several years. We're at about 1.7, 1.8 months of inventory total. So that's not a lot of homes out there right now for us. However, there's some really great opportunities. I think that one of the ways to look at it is that what we have sellers that are typically very serious about wanting to sell their homes. We have buyers that are pre-qualified, ready to go, that are also very serious. Kind of, it reminds me a little bit of what you would see in what happens with the market during the holidays, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of really good opportunities out there. And I think that it's obviously going to be a little different, and every neighborhood's going to be a little bit different inventory wise. It's still pretty much the typical, the homes around the median price range are going to be on market for a little shorter periods of time, and houses that are on the little higher end are going to be on for a little while longer. And it's pretty usual, business as usual in that sense. But yeah, so the inventory is out there for buyers. We just have to be really aggressive in getting out and making sure that we're seeing homes right when they do hit. And we're making appointments with sellers, kind of doing our keeping up with our responsibility to do the protocols with COVID and everything, and so keeping people safe, but also allowing people to do what they need to do as far as finding new homes and for selling new homes.
Okay, excellent. One question I had for you, Garrett, what are you mentioned that you're getting buyers out there as quickly as possible when the inventory is coming on the market. What are maybe some creative ways that you're helping buyers in? My gosh, 1.7, 1.8 is a really low inventory market. And, I know we've been in that mode, for quite a long time, but what are some of the creative ways that you guys are helping buyers find the right house?
Yeah, well, it's I think one of the most important things is making sure to network with our fellow realtors that we know, and been doing this for quite some time, and we know a lot of people. And so one thing that's really good is that if we can get a little bit ahead of the curve and find out about homes that are going to be hitting the market soon, that's always a great option for us. Really, like for us, we're scouring the RMLS every single day for our clients that are actively looking. And it can be just kind of tweaking certain criteria as far as like location or home size, all that stuff. Really, really trying to find there's opportunities out there. We just have to do a little bit of digging.
That sounds great. Thank you. It sounds like you guys are doing a lot of back-end research and coming up with some creative solutions for them to find the right areas and the right fit for their families.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Sharon, could you please share with us, how has the activity been for you and your buyers' experience out there right now in real time?
Yeah, I've been spending quite a bit of time over in some North Portland neighborhoods as well as Southeast. I can tell you, urban-wise, as per usual, Arbor Lodge, Overlook is certainly on fire. No, there's not a ton of inventory out there, but there are some really great homes popping up every day. And as they do, the activity has been very intense around them. There's a lot of interest and a lot of folks that want to live there. I can tell you, average market time in those particular neighborhoods for a decent condition style home with a nice little backyard is maybe 3 or 4 days on market, max 7. And then over in Southeast, same thing, same story. Again, we're looking in Ladd's Addition, a very historically active area. Not a ton of options available, but the ones that are flying out of there. I would say 3 to 4 days for those. Mm-hmm. And the price points I'm looking at that are in both of those areas are between 500, well, 450, 500. Topping out around 550. So in those pockets, in those price points, I'm seeing a ton of activity, business as usual per se. Obviously keeping in mind our, social distance guidelines. So, the great thing is we get to see homes privately on a regular basis, and we're not dealing with the cluster of open houses and the frenzy that can create. So it's been really nice like that. Bethany is another area I've spent quite a bit of time in recently, and I'm still seeing movement out there as well. The activity is fairly similar to what it typically is this time of year. Maybe a little bit longer market time, but again, we're in a different price point. So that's a little bit higher, around 600,000. But homes are still, with the right conditions and the right location, they're going, at the typical speed.
That's excellent. That sounds very good. So it sounds like the old adage, location, and if we've got it priced right and it's shining like it should in a beauty contest, am I hearing you correctly that buyers are still getting out there that are ready to go, pre-approved, pre-qualified, and it sounds like new properties are popping on the market?
Yeah, I will tell you, my buyers, that I'm working with right now are very strong. They're very serious. They definitely are ready to buy. And I probably average about 5 showings a day over the last 3 weeks. So I can't tell you that activity has really changed. And if anything, it's picked up.
That's excellent. Great news to hear. Well, Sharon, if there was any advice that you could give a buyer that's considering jumping into the market, what would that be? What do you think is the opportunity in this market?
The thing that I tell everyone that I speak with, whether it's in a consult or we're out in the trenches looking at homes, is you have to be ready. And every situation's a little bit different, but the basics of being ready are A, knowing what to expect when you get to that place that you love, and B, financially being prepared to pull the trigger and move when that happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds great. Garrett, I'm going to shift back to you. Same question for you. What would your advice be to buyers right now that are considering the market? What do you think the opportunity is in the market today?
Yeah, well, like I mentioned, I think the sellers are real serious about selling. So that's always a good thing. I think that my advice is just making sure to get pre-qualified with a lender that you know, love, and trust, and want to make sure that you are ready because, as Sharon mentioned, that right property pops up, there could very well be some competition around it, and have that pre-approval ready to go is going to be really, really helpful.
That sounds great. And I have one more question for both of you. How are you perceiving prices today? Are they stabilized? Are you seeing prices coming in at market? Are they better? Are they competitive? What are your thoughts around home prices right now?
Yeah, I'd say that I am definitely seeing homes that are strategically priced to try to bring in as many people as possible. Of course, it doesn't always work, but it's something that I think a lot of the more savvy agents are doing, is just making sure that they're capturing as big of market share as they can. but the competition is not as not necessarily as fierce as it always is during the springtime. So I think that there's, like I said before, there's there's great opportunities for buyers right now and great opportunities for sellers.
Excellent. Thank you, Garrett. Did you want to follow that, Sharon?
Yeah, I agree with what Garrett said. Everything I'm seeing out there is priced properly. We, in the past, maybe 2016, 2017, you could see some inflated pricing, but I'm not seeing that now. I'm seeing properly priced products, the 3 Ps, and it is working to drive in multiple buyers because they feel like they're getting what the value represents. Are they staying at those points? Not always, but definitely within reason and definitely within the market value.
Okay, that's excellent. Well, great news. It sounds like a market with opportunity in it for everyone that is ready to go and ready to get out there and make it happen. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time today to share with us what is going on out in the trenches, and we'll call that a wrap. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Okay,
Have a good one.
Bye.
All right, bye.